اللهم اجعل القرآن ربيع قلوبنا ونور صدورنا وجلاء أحزاننا وذهاب همومنا وغمومنا. اللهم ذكرنا منه ما نسينا وعلمنا منه ما جهلنا ووفقنا لتلاوته والعمل به آناء الليل وأطراف النهار. Allah, make the Quran the spring of our hearts, the light of our souls, the removal of our woes, the relief of our grief and our anxieties. Allah, remind us therefrom what we have forgotten, and teach us therefrom what we are ignorant thereof, and inspire us to recite it and act thereupon throughout our nights and at the reaches of each day.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
I seek refuge in Allah from Satan the accursed, in the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful.
وما من دابة في الأرض إلا على الله رزقها ويعلم مستقرها ومستودعها كل في كتاب مبين.
Moreover, there is not a single beast treading on the earth but that its provision depends solely upon Allah. Thus He knows well its habitation upon the earth and its repository in the grave. All is decreed in a clear book.
وهو الذي خلق السماوات والأرض في 6 أيام وكان عرشه على الماء ليبلوكم أيكم أحسن عملا ولئن قلت إنكم مبعوثون من بعد الموت ليقولن الذين كفروا إن هذا إلا سحر مبين.
For He is the one who created the heavens and the earth in a span of 6 days, while before this His throne was over the water, to test you and reveal which of you is best in deeds. Yet if ever you say to the people, you shall indeed be raised up after death, those who disbelieve will assuredly say, this is nothing but manifest sorcery.
ولئن أخرنا عنهم العذاب إلى أمة معدودة ليقولن ما يحبسه ألا يوم يأتيهم ليس مصروفا عنهم وحاق بهم ما كانوا به يستهزئون.
Moreover, if we defer the torment for them to a calculated period of time, they shall assuredly say, what keeps it back? Most surely the day it comes to them, it shall not be turned back from them, and that very punishment at which they used to mock shall have whelmed them from every side.
ولئن أذقنا الإنسان منا رحمة ثم نزعناها منه إنه ليئوس كفور.
Now, if we give man a taste of mercy from us, then we strip it from him. Indeed, he is a most despairing, unbelieving ingrate.
ولئن أذقناه نعماء بعد ضراء مسته ليقولن ذهب السيئات عني إنه لفرح فخور.
Yet if we give him a taste of blessing after harm has touched him, he does assuredly say, the evils have gone from me. Indeed, he becomes exultant, boastful.
إلا الذين صبروا وعملوا الصالحات أولئك أولئك لهم مغفرة وأجر كبير.
Except for those who are patient and do righteous deeds, for such as these there is forgiveness and a great reward.
فلعلك تارك بعض ما يوحى إليك وضائق به صدرك وضائق به صدرك أن يقولوا لولا أنزل عليه كنز أو جاء معه ملك إنما أنت نذير والله على كل شيء وكيل.
Then is it conceivable that you would leave some of what has been revealed to you, and that your beast, and that your okay. Then is it conceivable that you would leave some of what has been revealed to you, and that your chest becomes constrained by it, just because they say, if only a treasure trove were sent down to him instead of the Quran, or if only an angel had come with him to confirm him. Indeed, you are none but a forewarner sent to all people, and it is God who is guardian over all things.
أم يقولون افتراه قل فأتوا بعشر سور مثله مفتريات ودعوا من استطعتم من دون الله إن كنتم صادقين.
So is it that they say the Quran is not from God, rather he has forged it? Say, so is it that they say the Quran is not from God, rather he has forged it? Say to them, O Prophet, then bring forth 10 forged surahs like it. Moreover, call upon whomever you can for assistance apart from God, if indeed you are truthful.
فإن لم يستجيبوا لكم فاعلموا أنما أنزل بعلم الله وأن لا إله إلا هو فهل أنتم مسلمون.
Yet if they do not answer you, then know indeed that this Quran has been sent down with the knowledge of God alone, and that there is no God but Him. So will you, O people, become Muslims?
من كان يريد الحياة الدنيا وزينتها نوف إليهم أعمالهم فيها وهم فيها لا يبخسون.
Whoever desires the life of this world and its adornment, we shall render to them in full the outcome of their works in it, and therein they shall not be defrauded.
أولئك الذين ليس لهم في الآخرة إلا النار وحبط ما صنعوا فيها وباطل ما كانوا يعملون.
These are the ones for whom there is nothing in the hereafter except hell. Therein whatever they have wrought shall be rendered utterly futile, and all that they have been doing shall be nullified.
أفمن كان على بينة من ربه ويتلوه شاهد منه ومن قبله كتاب موسى إماما ورحمة أولئك يؤمنون به ومن يكفر به من الأحزاب فالنار موعده فلا تك في مرية منه إنه الحق من ربك ولكن أكثر الناس لا يؤمنون.
What then of one whose faith is based on manifest proof from his Lord, who has bearing witness to this a revealed testament from God that has a precedent in the book of Moses as a revealed exemplar and mercy? Such is the case of those who believe in this Quran. Yet whosoever disbelieves in it from the allies of unbelief, then the fire of hell shall be his promised place. So never be in doubt about the Quran. and the commandments in it. Indeed, it is the very essence of all truth from your Lord, but most people do not believe in it.
ومن أظلم ممن افترى على الله كذبا أولئك يعرضون على ربهم ويقول الأشهاد هؤلاء الذين كذبوا على ربهم ألا لعنة الله على الظالمين.
Yet who does a greater wrong than one who forges lies against God? They shall all be displayed before their Lord on Judgment Day, and the witnesses against them shall say, These are the ones who lied about their Lord. Most assuredly the curse of God is on the godless wrongdoers.
الذين يصدون عن سبيل الله ويبغونها عوجا وهم بالآخرة هم كافرون.
Those who used to bar others from the straight path of God, and who sought to have it appear crooked, they are the very people who, regarding the hereafter, were inveterate disbelievers.
أولئك لم يكونوا معجزين في الأرض وما كان لهم من دون الله من أولياء يضاعف لهم العذاب ما كانوا يستطيعون السمع وما كانوا يبصرون.
The likes of these shall never elude God anywhere in the earth, for never did they really have any patron apart from God. The torment for them in hellfire shall be multiplied, immersed in unbelief. Never were they able to hear the word of God being recited to them, nor did they see his signs in the universe.
أولئك الذين خسروا أنفسهم وضل عنهم ما كانوا يفترون.
These are the ones who shall have utterly lost their souls, for all the false gods that they used to forge shall have strayed from them.
لا جرم أنهم في الآخرة هم الأخسرون.
There is no doubt that in the hereafter it is most surely they themselves who shall be the greatest losers.
إن الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وأخبتوا إلى ربهم أولئك أصحاب الجنة هم فيها خالدون.
As for those who believe and do righteous deeds, and who are humble to their Lord, these are the companions of the everlasting garden. They shall abide therein forever.
مثل الفريقين كالأعمى والأصم والبصير والسميع هل يستويان مثلا أفلا تذكرون.
The parable of these two groups is thus: there is one who is blind and deaf, and one who is seeing and hearing. Are they of a comparable condition? Will you not then become mindful?
ولقد أرسلنا نوحا إلى قومه إني لكم نذير مبين.
For truly we sent Noah to his people, saying, I am indeed a clear forewarner to
ألا
you. I am indeed a clear forewarner to you.
ألا تعبدوا إلا الله إني أخاف عليكم عذاب يوم أليم.
So worship none but God. Indeed, I fear for you the torment of a painful day.
فقال الملأ الذين كفروا من قومه ما نراك إلا بشرا مثلنا وما نراك اتبعك إلا الذين هم أراذلنا بادي الرأي وما نرى لكم علينا من فضل بل نظنكم كاذبين.
But the elders of his people who disbelieved said, We do not see you to be other than a mortal man like us, nor do we see following you any but those who are the vilest among us, who did so in haste, moreover, without due reflection. Neither do we see that you believers have any excellence whatsoever over us. Rather, we think you are all liars.
قال يا قوم أرأيتم إن كنت على بينة من ربي وآتاني رحمة من عنده فعميت عليكم أنلزمكموها وأنتم لها كارهون.
He said, O my people, have you considered your dreadful end, if indeed I stand upon clear proof from my Lord, inasmuch as he has given me revelation as a mercy from himself, though this has been obscured from you? Shall we then compel you to it, though you are utterly abhorrent of it?
ويا قوم لا أسألكم عليه مالا إن أجري إلا على الله وما أنا بطارد الذين آمنوا إنهم ملاقو ربهم ولكني أراكم قوما تجهلون.
And O my people, I am not asking of you any riches for this message. Indeed, my reward is only with God, nor am I ever to drive away those who have believed, and who know that they shall meet their Lord, whereas I see that you are a people who act in ignorance.
ويا قوم من ينصرني من الله إن طردتهم أفلا تذكرون.
And O my people, who is it who will support me against God if I drive them out? Will you not then become mindful?
ولا أقول لكم عندي خزائن الله ولا أعلم الغيب ولا أقول إني ملك ولا أقول للذين تزدري أعينكم لن يؤتيهم الله خيرا الله أعلم بما في أنفسهم إني إذا لمن الظالمين.
Nor do I say to you that with me are the treasures of God, nor do I know the realm of the unseen, nor do I say that I am an angel. Yet I shall never say to those your eyes despise that God will not bring them any good, while God knows best what is in their souls. For indeed, then I would most surely be among the wrongdoers.
قالوا يا نوح قد جادلتنا فأكثرت جدالنا فأتنا بما تعدنا إن كنت من الصادقين.
They said, O Noah, you have already argued about all this with us and made much argument with us. Bring us then whatever doom you have promised us, if you are indeed one of the truthful forewarners.
قال إنما يأتيكم به الله إن شاء وما أنتم بمعجزين.
He said, Indeed, it is God alone who shall bring it to you if he so wills. Moreover, never shall you be able to elude.
ولا ينفعكم نصحي إن أردت أن أنصح لكم إن كان الله يريد أن يغويكم هو ربكم وإليه ترجعون.
Nor shall my good counsel benefit you in the least, even if I intend to go on counseling you. If it be that God intends to subvert you with ruin, he is your Lord. Thus to him shall all of you be returned.
أم يقولون افتراه قل إن افتريته فعلي إجرامي وأنا بريء مما تجرمون.
So is it that they say, the Quran is not from God, rather he has forged it? Say to them, even if I have forged it, then upon me alone is the consequence of my trespass, yet I am innocent of the trespass you commit in alleging that.
وأوحي إلى نوح أنه لن يؤمن من قومك إلا من قد آمن فلا تبتئس بما كانوا يفعلون.
So at last it was revealed to Noah, indeed, no one shall believe from your people other than those who have already believed. Therefore be troubled no longer by whatever they have been doing against you.
واصنع الفلك بأعيننا ووحينا ولا تخاطبني في الذين ظلموا إنهم مغرقون.
Yet make the ark under the care of our watchful eyes, and according to our revelation, but you shall not address me regarding any reprieve for those who have done wrong. They are indeed to be drowned.
ويصنع الفلك وكلما مر عليه ملأ من قومه سخروا منه قال إن تسخروا منا فإنا نسخر منكم كما تسخرون.
So he began making the ark, and whenever any gathering from the defiant elders of his people passed by him, they scoffed at him. He said, If you scoff at us now, soon shall we scoff at you as you scoff at us.
فسوف تعلمون من يأتيه عذاب يخزيه ويحل عليه عذاب مقيم.
For you shall most surely know to whom shall come a torment that will disgrace him in this life, and whom an enduring torment shall befall in the hereafter.
حتى إذا جاء أمرنا وفارت النور قل نحمل فيها من كل زوجين اثنين وأهلك إلا من سبق عليه القول ومن آمن وما آمن معه إلا قليل.
So it was, until when our command came to pass, and the very hearth I don't know that word. Is that earth? Is that another word for earth? I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that word right. Sorry, I'm just, let me look that up real quick. Yeah. Oh, that's dearth. No. Second here.
Doesn't hearth mean soil?
The base or lower part of a furnace, the floor of a fireplace, the area in front of a fireplace. He left hearth and home. Interesting. Okay, so
Is this 40?
this is verse 40. What is it? I'm looking at the English. What's the Arabic?
Yeah. وفارت النور قل نحمل فيها من كل زوجين اثنين وأهلك.
Okay. Oh, all right. So
Wow.
it was. I'm sorry.
Tanur sure actually does mean like the base of a lamp, but I think it's a metaphor. I don't know if it's wow, interesting.
No, it's very beautiful.
Yeah.
So it was, until when our command of doom came to pass, and the very hearth itself erupted like a fount as a sign and a portent, we said to Noah, Carry in the ark mates of every living pair and your family, except for those against whom the word of destruction has gone forth, and whoever has believed, carry also. Yet none had believed along with him, but a very few.
وقال اركبوا فيها بسم الله مجريها ومرساها إن ربي لغفور رحيم.
That's in Hafs? The Imala is like that in Hafs? Really?
Hmm?
Is this the only word in Hafs like that in the whole Quran?
Yes, sir, yes.
Allahu Akbar. Yeah, because I see the little, I see the diamond under Majreha.
Not much
Allahu
diamond.
Akbar. Huh?
Not much diamonds in Uthman Taha's script.
Noah said to them, Embark in it in the name of God, wherein shall be its running and its arrival. Indeed, my Lord is most surely all forgiving, compassionate.
while we're on the subject, I was thinking of doing some warsh, but some other day, inshallah. وهي تجري بهم في موج كالجبال ونادى نوح ابنه وكان في معزل يا بني اركب معنا ولا تكن مع الكافرين.
Thus it ran with them on waves like mountains, and Noah called out to his son, who was in a place apart, My dear son, embark with us, and do not be with the disbelievers.
قال سآوي إلى جبل يعصمني من الماء قال لا عاصم اليوم من أمر الله إلا من رحم وحال بينهما الموج فكان من المغرقين.
He said, I shall take shelter in a mountain that will preserve me from the water. Noah said, There is no preservation this day from the fatal command of God, except on whom he shows mercy, and the waves came between them, and he was among those drowned.
وقيل يا أرض ابلعي ماءك ويا سماء أقلعي وغيض الماء وقضي الأمر واستوت على الجودي وقيل بعدا للقوم الظالمين.
And it was said, O earth, swallow your waters, and O heaven, abate. So the waters receded, and the matter was decreed, and the matter was concluded, and the ark settled upon Mount Judi. And it was said, Away with the wrongdoers.
ونادى نوح ربه فقال رب إن ابني من أهلي وإن وعدك الحق وأنت أحكم الحاكمين.
Yet Noah called to his Lord and said, My Lord, my son is of my family, and your promise is the truth, and you are the most just of all judges.
قال يا نوح إنه ليس من أهلك إنه عمل غير صالح فلا تسألني ما ليس لك به علم إني أعظك أن تكون من الجاهلين.
He said, O Noah, indeed he is not of your family, for indeed he is an unrighteous deed. So do not ask me of that whereof you have no knowledge. I admonish you, so that you shall not become of the ignorant in what you ask.
قال رب إني أعوذ بك أن أسألك ما ليس لي به علم وإلا تغفر لي وترحمني أكن من الخاسرين.
He said, My Lord, I seek refuge in you from ever asking you of that whereof I have no knowledge, and if you do not forgive me and have mercy upon me, I shall be among the losers.
قيل يا نوح اهبط بسلام منا وبركات عليك وعلى أمم ممن معك وأمم سنمتعهم ثم يمسهم منا عذاب أليم.
It was said, O Noah, disembark with peace and security from us, and with blessings upon you and upon the believing nations that shall descend from those who are with you. Yet there shall be other nations to whom we grant enjoyment in this life. Then there shall befall them a most painful torment from us.
تلك من أنباء الغيب نوحيها إليك ما كنت تعلمها أنت ولا قومك من قبل هذا فاصبر إن العاقبة للمتقين.
That is of the tidings of the unseen past we reveal to you, O Prophet. You did not know of them before this, neither you nor your people, so be patient, for the ultimate outcome is success for the God-fearing.
وإلى عاد أخاهم هودا قال يا قوم اعبدوا الله ما لكم من إله غيره إن أنتم إلا مفترون.
And to the people of Ad we sent their brother Hud. He said, O my people, worship God. You do not have any God other than Him. You are nothing but forgers.
يا قوم لا أسألكم عليه أجرا إن أجري إلا على الذي فطرني أفلا تعقلون.
O my people, I do not ask of you any reward. Indeed, my reward is only with the one who originated me. Will you not then understand?
ويا قوم استغفروا ربكم ثم توبوا إليه يرسل السماء عليكم مدرارا ويزدكم قوة إلى قوتكم ولا تتولوا مجرمين.
And O my people, seek forgiveness from your Lord, then repent to Him. He shall send down upon you rain from heaven in abundance. Moreover, He will greatly increase you in power, adding to your power. So do not turn away as defiant unbelievers.
قالوا يا هود ما جئتنا ببينة وما نحن بتاركي آلهتنا عن قولك وما نحن بتاركي آلهتنا عن قولك وما نحن لك بمؤمنين.
They said, O Hud, you have not come to us with a clear miraculous proof that is convincing, and we shall not leave our gods on your mere word. Rather, we shall never be believers in you.
إن نقول إلا اعتراك بعض آلهتنا بسوء قال إني أشهد الله واشهدوا أني بريء مما تشركون.
We say only that some of our gods have struck you with something evil. He said, Indeed, I call God to bear witness, and bear you witness, that I am innocent of worshipping all that you associate with God.
من دونه فكيدوني جميعا ثم لا تنظرون.
Apart from Him, so plot against me, all of you together, then do not grant me any respite.
إني توكلت على الله ربي وربكم ما من دابة إلا هو آخذ بناصيتها إن ربي على صراط مستقيم.
Indeed, I have relied upon God alone, my Lord and your Lord. There is not a single beast treading on the earth, but that in His grasp is its forelock. Indeed, every decree of my Lord is just and guides upon a straight way.
فإن تولوا فقد أبلغتكم ما أرسلت به إليكم ويستخلف ربي قوما غيركم ولا تضرونه شيئا إن ربي على كل شيء حفيظ.
But if you turn away from faith, then truly I have conveyed to you that with which I have been sent to you by God. Thus my Lord shall cause other people to succeed you, yet you shall not harm him in anything at all, for indeed my Lord is vigilantly all-preserving over all things.
ولما جاء أمرنا نجينا هودا والذين آمنوا معه برحمة منا ونجيناهم من عذاب غليظ.
Thus when our command came to pass, we delivered Hud and all those who believed with him by a profound mercy from us, and we delivered them as well from a stern torment.
وتلك عاد جحدوا بآيات ربهم وعصوا رسله واتبعوا أمر كل جبار عنيد.
And that was the people of Ad. They disavowed the clear signs and wonders of their Lord and disobeyed the divine mandate of his messengers while they followed the command of every obstinate, insolently tyrannical one among them. Thus, at once they were pursued with a curse and...
وأتبعوا في هذه الدنيا لعنة ويوم القيامة ألا إن عادا كفروا ربهم ألا بعدا لعاد قوم هود.
Thus, at once they were pursued with a curse in this world, and it shall thrust them into hell on the day of resurrection. Most assuredly, Ad had disbelieved in their Lord. Most assuredly, away with Ad, the people of Hud.
وإلى ثمود أخاهم صالحا قال يا قوم اعبدوا الله ما لكم من إله غيره هو أنشأكم من الأرض واستعمركم فيها فاستغفروه ثم توبوا إليه إن ربي قريب مجيب.
Then to the people of Thamud, their brother Salih, he said, O my people, worship God alone. You do not have any God other than him. He produced you from the earth and has settled you therein to cultivate it. So seek his forgiveness and then repent to him. Indeed, my Lord is near and answers prayers.
قالوا يا صالح قد كنت فينا مرجوا قبل هذا أتنهانا أن نعبد ما يعبد آباؤنا وإننا لفي شك مما تدعونا إليه مريب.
They said, Salih, high were the hopes we had placed in you before this. Do you forbid us to worship what our forefathers worshipped? Indeed, we most certainly remain in much perplexed doubt about what you call us to worship.
قال يا قوم أرأيتم إن كنت على بينة من ربي وآتاني منه رحمة فمن ينصرني من الله إن عصيته فما تزيدونني غير تخسير.
He said, My people, have you considered your dreadful end, if indeed I stand upon clear proof from my Lord, inasmuch as he has given me revelation as a mercy from him? Who then will support me against God if I were to disobey him? Thus never would you increase me in anything but utter loss if I should follow you.
ويا قوم هذه ناقة الله لكم آية فذروها تأكل في أرض الله ولا تمسوها بسوء فيأخذكم عذاب قريب.
And then he said, My people, this is the miraculously created camel of God, come as a sign for you. So leave her to eat in God's land, and do not touch her with any act of evil intent, or you will be seized suddenly by an imminent torment.
فعقروها فقال تمتعوا في داركم 3 أيام ذلك وعد غير مكذوب.
But they hamstrung her. So Salih said to them, Enjoy yourselves in your dwellings for only 3 more days. That is a promise of imminent chastisement, the truth of which shall not be belied.
فلما جاء أمرنا نجينا صالحا والذين آمنوا معه برحمة منا ومن خزي يومئذ إن ربك هو القوي العزيز.
So when our command of doom came to pass, we delivered Salih and all those who believed with him by a profound mercy from us, and saved them from the disgrace of that awesome day. Indeed, it is your Lord who is all-powerful, overpowering.
وأخذ الذين ظلموا الصيحة فأصبحوا في ديارهم جاثمين.
For suddenly the deadly blast seized those who did wrong, and by morning they were dead, laying prostrate in their dwellings.
كأن لم يغنوا فيها ألا إن ثمود كفروا ربهم ألا بعدا لثمود.
As if they had never dwelled in prosperity therein. Most assuredly, the people of Thamud disbelieved in their Lord. Most assuredly, away with Thamud.
ولقد جاءت رسلنا إبراهيم بالبشرى قالوا سلاما قال سلام فما لبث أن جاء بعجل حنيذ.
And truly, our angels came to Abraham in the form of men with the glad tidings of a son. They said, "Peace be upon you." And to them he said, "Peace." And he made no delay in bringing forth a roasted calf.
فلما رأى أيديهم لا تصل إليه نكرهم وأوجس منهم خيفة قالوا لا تخف إنا أرسلنا إلى قوم لوط.
Yet when he saw that their hands did not reach for it to eat, he mistrusted them and conceived a fear of them. They said, "Have no fear. We are angels sent to punish the people of Lot."
وامرأته قائمة فضحكت فبشرناها بإسحاق ومن وراء إسحاق يعقوب.
Thereafter his wife, who had been standing aside out of view, laughed, for we had given her glad tidings of conceiving Isaac in her old age, and descending from Isaac would be Jacob.
قالت يا ويلتى أألد وأنا عجوز وهذا بعلي شيخا إن هذا لشيء عجيب.
They said, "Woe is me," she said, "Woe is me! Will I give birth, though I am an old woman, and this my husband is aged? Indeed, this is most surely an astounding thing."
قالوا أتعجبين من أمر الله رحمة الله وبركاته عليكم أهل البيت إنه حميد مجيد.
They said, "Do you wonder at the command of God? The mercy of God and his blessings are upon you, O people of the household. Indeed, he is all praised, sublime."
فلما ذهب عن إبراهيم الروع وجاءته البشرى يجادلنا في قوم لوط.
So when the fright had gone from Abraham and the glad tiding had come to him, he entreated us regarding the punishment of the people of Lot.
إن إبراهيم لحليم أواه منيب.
Abraham was indeed most forbearing, tender-hearted, ever penitent.
يا إبراهيم أعرض عن هذا إنه قد جاء أمر ربك وإنهم آتيهم عذاب غير مردود.
It was said, "O Abraham, turn aside from this now, for truly the command of your Lord has already come, and most surely a torment is coming to them that cannot be turned back."
ولما جاءت رسلنا لوطا سيء بهم وضاق بهم ذرعا وقال هذا يوم عصيب.
So when our angels came to Lot, he was greatly troubled over them. Indeed, he grew helplessly distressed for them, fearing his people would molest them. And he said, this is an intensely unnerving day."
وجاءه قومه يهرعون إليه ومن قبل كانوا يعملون السيئات قال يا قوم هؤلاء بناتي هن أطهر لكم فاتقوا الله ولا تخزوني في ضيفي أليس منكم رجل رشيد.
Then his people came rushing toward him to seize the strangers from his home, when just before they had been doing vile deeds. He said, My people, here rather are my daughters. They are pure for you. So fear God, and do not dishonor me concerning my guests. Is there not among you one rightly guided man?
قالوا لقد علمت ما لنا في بناتك من حق وإنك لتعلم ما نريد.
They said, Most surely you know very well that we do not have any desire for your daughters. Rather, you know well what we desire.
قال لو أن لي بكم قوة أو آوي إلى ركن شديد.
He said, If only I had power over you, or I could take recourse to a mighty defender.
قالوا يا لوط إنا رسل ربك لن يصلوا إليك فأسر بأهلك بقطع من الليل ولا يلتفت منكم أحد إلا امرأتك إنه مصيبها ما أصابهم إن موعدهم الصبح أليس الصبح بقريب.
Then and there the guest said, O Lot, indeed, we are your Lord's angels. Never shall they attain to you. So set out with your family in the latter part of the night, and let no one among you look back. But as to your wife, what befalls them shall befall her. Indeed, their appointed time is morning. Does not the morning draw nigh?
فلما جاء أمرنا جعلنا عاليها سافلها وأمطرنا عليها حجارة من سجيل منضود.
So when our command came to pass against Sodom, we made their lands uppermost, its lowermost. Then we rained down upon it stones of hardened clay, clustered.
مسومة عند ربك وما هي من الظالمين ببعيد.
Marked by your Lord. Nor is this ever far off from the godless wrongdoers.
وإلى مدين أخاهم شعيبا قال يا قوم اعبدوا الله ما لكم من إله غيره ولا تنقصوا المكيال والميزان إني أراكم بخير إني أراكم بخير وإني أخاف عليكم عذاب يوم محيط.
Then to the people of Midian we sent their brother Shu'aib. He said, My people, worship God alone. You do not have any God other than Him. Do not lessen the measure you give in commerce, or falsify the balance in trade, for I see you thriving in prosperity, and indeed I fear for you the torment of an encompassing day.
ويا قوم أوفوا المكيال والميزان بالقسط ولا تبخسوا الناس أشياءهم ولا تعثوا في الأرض مفسدين.
And my people, you shall fill the measure and the balance with justice, and you shall not defraud the people of their rightful things, nor shall you make mischief in the earth, sowing corruption therein.
قالوا يا بقية الله خير لكم إن كنتم مؤمنين وما أنا عليكم بحفيظ.
What abides with God is far better for you, if indeed you are believers, yet I am not a keeper over you.
قالوا يا شعيب أصلاتك تأمرك أن نترك ما يعبد آباؤنا أو أن نفعل في أموالنا ما نشاء إنك لأنت الحليم الرشيد.
They said, O Shu'aib, does your revealed prayer command you that we should forsake what our forefathers worshipped, or that we should not do with our own wealth whatever we please? Oh, you have certainly become most forbearing and rightly guided.
قال يا قوم أرأيتم إن كنت على بينة من ربي ورزقني منه رزقا حسنا وما أريد أن أخالفكم إلى ما أنهاكم عنه إن أريد إلا الإصلاح ما استطعت وما توفيقي إلا بالله
He
عليه
said,
توكلت وإليه أنيب.
He said, O my people, have you considered your dreadful end, if indeed I stand upon clear proof from my Lord, inasmuch as He has provided me with the goodly provision of revelation from Him, nor do I desire merely to differ with you concerning what I have forbidden you. I desire nothing more than to set things aright, as much as I am able, nor is my success in the hands of other than God. On Him alone do I rely, and to Him alone do I turn in penitence.
ويا قوم لا يجرمنكم شقاقي أن يصيبكم مثل ما أصاب قوم نوح أو قوم هود أو قوم صالح وما قوم لوط منكم ببعيد.
My people, let not your dissension with me cause you to be stricken by the likes of that which struck Noah's people, or Hud's people, or Salih's people, nor are Lot's people far off from you.
واستغفروا ربكم ثم توبوا إليه إن ربي رحيم ودود.
So seek forgiveness from your Lord, then repent to Him. Indeed, my Lord is compassionate, affectionate.
قالوا يا شعيب ما نفقه كثيرا مما تقول وإنا لنراك فينا ضعيفا ولولا رهطك لرجمناك وما أنت علينا بعزيز.
They said, Shu'aib, we do not understand much of what you say, yet indeed we see you as utterly weak among us. And were it not for our regard for your clan, we most surely would have stoned you to death, nor have you any power against us.
قال يا قوم أرهطي أعز عليكم من الله واتخذتموه وراءكم ظهريا إن ربي بما تعملون محيط.
He said, My people, is my clan more eminent to you than God, such that you have taken him as one to be thrust behind your back, disregarding his commandments? Indeed, my Lord is all-encompassing of all that you do.
ويا قوم اعملوا على مكانتكم إني عامل سوف تعلمون من يأتيه عذاب يخزيه ومن هو كاذب وارتقبوا إني معكم رقيب.
My people, work in accordance with your ungodly stand, for indeed I am working for God's way. So soon shall you know to whom there shall come a torment that disgraces him, and who among us is a liar. So wait. Indeed, I too am waiting along with you.
ولما جاء أمرنا نجينا شعيبا والذين آمنوا معه برحمة منا وأخذت الذين ظلموا الصيحة فأصبحوا في ديارهم جاثمين.
So when our command came to pass, We delivered Shu'aib and all those who believed with him by a profound mercy from us, for suddenly the deadly blast seized those who did wrong, and by morning they were dead, laying prostrate in their dwellings.
كأن لم يغنوا فيها ألا بعدا لمدين كما بعدت ثمود.
As if they had never dwelled in prosperity therein, most assuredly away with Midian, just as the people of Thamud were done away with.
ولقد أرسلنا موسى بآياتنا وسلطان مبين.
And truly we sent Moses with our signs and manifest authority
إلى فرعون وملئه فاتبعوا أمر فرعون وما أمر فرعون برشيد.
to Pharaoh and his assembly of nobles, for they were following Pharaoh's command, and Pharaoh's command was not at all rightly guided.
يقدم قومه يوم القيامة فأوردهم النار وبئس الورد المورود.
At the head of his people he shall go on the day of resurrection, then he will usher them into hell, and a most woeful destiny to be ushered into it is.
وأتبعوا في هذه لعنة ويوم القيامة بئس الرفد المرفود.
Thus at once they were pursued with a curse in this world, and it shall thrust them into hell on the day of resurrection, and a most woeful offering to be offered it is.
ذلك من أنباء القرى نقصه عليك منها قائم وحصيد.
That is part of the heavy tidings that we relate to you of the people of the ruined towns. Some are standing and some are stubble.
وما ظلمناهم ولكن ظلموا أنفسهم فما أغنت عنهم آلهتهم التي يدعون من دون الله من شيء لما جاء أمر ربك وما زادوهم غير تتبيب.
Yet we have not wronged any of them. Rather, they wronged their own souls. Their gods, whom they called upon apart from God, did not avail them against anything in the least when the command of doom from your Lord came to pass, nor did they increase them in other than ruin.
وكذلك أخذ ربك إذا أخذ القرى وهي ظالمة إن أخذه أليم شديد.
For that is the crushing grip of your Lord when suddenly he seizes entire communities while they are doing wrong. Indeed, his grip is most painful and severe.
إن في ذلك لآية لمن خاف عذاب الآخرة ذلك يوم مجموع له الناس وذلك يوم مشهود.
Indeed, in this there is a sure sign for whoever fears the torment of the hereafter. That is the day to which all people shall be gathered, and that is the day that shall be witnessed by all creation.
وما نؤخره إلا لأجل معدود.
For we have only deferred it to a specified term.
يوم يأتي لا تكلم نفس إلا بإذنه فمنهم شقي وسعيد.
The day it comes, not a soul shall speak except by his permission. Thus some of them shall be damned and some delivered.
فأما الذين شقوا ففي النار لهم فيها زفير وشهيق.
As for those wretched ones who rejoiced in wrongdoing, they shall be in the fire of hell. For them therein there shall be heavy sighing and gasping.
خالدين فيها ما دامت السماوات والأرض إلا ما شاء ربك إن ربك فعال لما يريد.
Wherein they shall abide evermore, as long as the heavens and the earth remain, except as your Lord wills. Indeed, your Lord is the doer of all that he intends.
وأما الذين سعدوا ففي الجنة خالدين فيها ما دامت السماوات والأرض إلا ما شاء ربك عطاء غير مجذوذ.
As for those delivered, who rejoiced in doing good, they shall be in the garden, wherein they shall abide for evermore, as long as the heavens and the earth remain, except as your Lord wills. It is an unbroken gift.
فلا تك في مرية مما يعبد هؤلاء ما يعبدون إلا كما يعبد آباؤهم من قبل وإنا لموفوهم نصيبهم غير منقوص.
So be not in doubt as to what these unbelievers truly worship. They do not worship but as their forefathers of old worshipped, and indeed we shall fully render to them their portion undiminished.
ولقد آتينا موسى الكتاب فاختلف فيه ولولا كلمة سبقت من ربك لقضي بينهم وإنهم لفي شك منه مريب.
Now truly it is we who gave Moses the book, but there was also dispute about whether it was truly from God. Yet were it not for a preordained word that had proceeded from your Lord to requite all people in the hereafter, most surely judgment between them would have been decided at once, and the disbelievers duly punished, but indeed they remain in much perplexed doubt about it.
وإن كلا لما ليوفينهم ربك أعمالهم إنه بما يعملون خبير.
Yet indeed your Lord shall fully recompense all people for their works, for as to all that they do, he is indeed all aware.
فاستقم كما أمرت ومن تاب معك ولا تطغوا إنه بما تعملون بصير.
So keep steadfastly straight upon God's path, even as you have been commanded, you and all those who have repented with you, nor shall you believers transgress, for as to all that you do, he is indeed all-seeing.
ولا تركنوا إلى الذين ظلموا فتمسكم النار وما لكم من دون الله من أولياء ثم لا تنصرون.
Nor shall you incline to those who do wrong, for then the fire of hell shall touch you. Moreover, you shall not have apart from God any patron, for then you will not be helped by God.
وأقم الصلاة طرفي النهار وزلفا من الليل إن الحسنات يذهبن السيئات ذلك ذكرى للذاكرين.
Thus, duly establish prayer at both ends of the day and at the near hours of the night. Indeed, good deeds remove misdeeds. This is a reminder for those who would be mindful.
واصبر فإن الله لا يضيع أجر المحسنين.
So be patient, for indeed God never wastes the reward of those who excel in doing good.
فلولا كان من القرون من قبلكم أولو بقية ينهون عن الفساد في الأرض إلا قليلا ممن أنجينا منهم واتبع الذين ظلموا ما أترفوا فيه وكانوا مجرمين.
As for those who did wrong by worshipping false gods, they ungratefully followed what endued them with luxury and pleasures in life, for they were defiant unbelievers.
وما كان ربك ليهلك القرى بظلم وأهلها مصلحون.
So beware, For never would your Lord destroy any such towns unjustly, while their people were doers of righteousness.
ولو شاء ربك لجعل الناس أمة واحدة ولا يزالون مختلفين.
Yet still, had your Lord so willed, he would most surely have made all people one faith community. But he has endowed them with moral choice, thus they shall not cease being disputants regarding faith.
إلا من رحم ربك ولذلك خلقهم وتمت كلمة ربك لأملأن جهنم من الجنة والناس أجمعين.
Except for the firm believers among them, to whom your Lord shows mercy, and for this choice did he create them. Thus the word of your Lord shall be fulfilled. Indeed, I shall most surely fill hell with jinn and people who are ungodly, all of them together.
وكلا نقص عليك من أنباء الرسل ما نثبت به فؤادك وجاءك في هذه الحق وموعظة وذكرى للمؤمنين.
Yet all that we relate to you from the tidings of the messengers who preceded you is but to set firm your own heart. For in this surah, the revealed truth has come to you, along with an inspired admonition for the unbelievers to turn to God, and a reminder of the way of God and His messengers for the believers.
وقل للذين لا يؤمنون اعملوا على مكانتكم إنا عاملون.
Therefore, say to those who do not believe, work in accordance with your ungodly stand, for indeed we are working for the cause of God.
وانتظروا إنا منتظرون.
And wait, indeed we too are waiting.
ولله غيب السماوات والأرض وإليه يرجع الأمر كله فاعبده وتوكل عليه وما ربك بغافل عما تعملون.
Indeed, to God alone belongs the knowledge of all the unseen realities of the heavens and the earth. Thus to Him alone every matter shall be returned for final judgment. Then worship Him alone and rely on Him alone. Moreover, be certain, all of you, that never is your Lord at all heedless of what you do.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
In the name of God, the Beneficent, the Compassionate.
ألف لام را تلك آيات الكتاب المبين.
Alif, Lam, Ra. Those are the revealed verses of the clear book of God, elucidating truth.
إنا أنزلناه قرآنا عربيا لعلكم تعقلون.
We have sent it down as an Arabic Quran, so that you may intellect.
نحن نقص عليك أحسن القصص بما أوحينا إليك هذا القرآن وإن كنت من قبله لمن الغافلين.
We relate to you, O Prophet, the fairest of stories in our revealing to you this Quran, and indeed, before it was revealed, you were among those unaware of it.
إذ قال يوسف لأبيه يا أبت إني رأيت 11 كوكبا والشمس والقمر رأيتهم لي ساجدين.
Behold, Joseph said to his father, My dear father, I see in a vision 11 stars and the sun and the moon. I see them bowing down before me.
قال يا بني لا تقصص رؤياك على إخوتك فيكيدوا لك كيدا إن الشيطان للإنسان عدو مبين.
He said, My dear son, relate not your vision to your brothers, for they will devise a plot against you. Indeed, Satan is a clear enemy to man.
وكذلك يجتبيك ربك ويعلمك من تأويل الأحاديث ويتم نعمته عليك وعلى آل يعقوب كما أتمها على أبويك من قبل إبراهيم وإسحاق إن ربك عليم حكيم.
And thus shall your Lord choose you and teach you the interpretation of foreshadowed events, and thereby perfect his heavenly blessing upon you and upon the family of Jacob, as he perfected it before upon your fathers, Abraham and Isaac. Indeed, your Lord is all-knowing, all-wise.
لقد كان في يوسف وإخوته آيات للسائلين.
Truly, in the very narrative of Joseph and his brothers are signs for those who inquire.
إذ قالوا ليوسف وأخوه أحب إلى أبينا منا ونحن عصبة إن أبانا لفي ضلال مبين.
Behold, the brothers of Joseph said, most surely Joseph and his brother are more beloved by our father than we are, though we are a band of brothers. Indeed, our father has most surely fallen into clear misguidance in this.
اقتلوا يوسف أو اطرحوه أرضا يخل لكم وجه أبيكم وتكونوا من بعده قوما صالحين.
Kill Joseph, or cast him away to some distant land, freeing your father's face and his affection for yourselves, and be you thereafter a most righteous people once again.
قال قائل منهم لا تقتلوا يوسف وألقوه في غيابة الجب يلتقطه بعض السيارة إن كنتم فاعلين.
One of them said, do not kill Joseph. Rather, cast him into the depths of a well, where some caravan may pluck him out, if indeed you are hell-bent to do something.
قالوا يا أبانا ما لك لا تأمنا على يوسف وإنا له لناصحون.
They said, O our father, what has become of you that you do not trust us with Joseph, though truly we mean him well?
أرسله معنا غدا يرتع ويلعب وإنا له لحافظون.
Send him with us tomorrow to picnic and play, and indeed we shall certainly safeguard him.
قال إني ليحزنني أن تذهبوا به وأخاف أن يأكله الذئب وأنتم عنه غافلون.
He said, indeed, it truly grieves me that you should go away with him, for I fear the wolf would eat him, while you are heedless of him.
قالوا لئن أكله الذئب ونحن عصبة إنا إذا لخاسرون.
They said, if a wolf should eat him, while we are a band of brothers, then indeed we are most surely losers.
فلما ذهبوا به وأجمعوا أن يجعلوه في غيابة الجب وأوحينا إليه لتنبئنهم بأمرهم هذا وهم لا يشعرون.
So when they went away with him and resolved to put him into the depths of the well, we revealed to Joseph, you shall most surely tell them of this affair of theirs at a time when they are utterly unaware of who you are.
وجاءوا أباهم عشاء يبكون.
So they came to their father in the evening weeping.
قالوا يا أبانا إنا ذهبنا نستبق وتركنا يوسف عند متاعنا فأكله الذئب وما أنت بمؤمن لنا ولو كنا صادقين.
And they brought They said, O our father, truly we were racing and left Joseph with our belongings, and the wolf ate him, but never will you believe us, even though we are truthful.
وجاءوا على قميصه بدم كذب قال بل سولت لكم أنفسكم أمرا فصبر جميل والله المستعان على ما تصفون.
And they brought forth his shirt, and they brought forth his shirt with false blood on it. He said, No, but it is your own souls that have tempted you to something. Yet nothing is left to me but beautiful patience, and God alone is besought for help against all that you claim.
وجاءت سيارة فأرسلوا واردهم فأدلى دلوه قال يا بشرى هذا غلام وأسروه بضاعة والله عليم بما يعملون.
Now there came a caravan, and they sent forth their water scout. So he let down his bucket into the well. He said, What glad tidings! Here is a boy. And they hid him as a merchandise. Yet God was all aware of all that they were doing.
وشروه بثمن بخس دراهم معدودة وكانوا فيه من الزاهدين.
Thus they sold him for a paltry price, a number of coins, for they were disinclined toward him.
وقال الذي اشتراه من مصر لامرأته أكرمي مثواه عسى أن ينفعنا أو نتخذه ولدا وكذلك مكنا ليوسف في الأرض ولنعلمه من تأويل الأحاديث والله غالب على أمره ولكن أكثر الناس لا يعلمون.
The man from Egypt who bought him said to his wife, Tend graciously to his dwelling. He may benefit us, or we may take him as a son. And thus did we establish Joseph in the land, that we might teach him of the interpretation of events that dreams foretell. For God prevails in his affairs, but most people do not comprehend.
ولما بلغ أشده آتيناه حكما وعلما وكذلك نجزي المحسنين.
So when he had reached full maturity, we gave him wisdom and knowledge, and thus do we reward those who excel.
وراودته التي هو في بيتها عن نفسه وغلقت الأبواب وقالت هيت لك قال معاذ الله إنه ربي أحسن مثواي قال معاذ الله إنه ربي أحسن مثواي إنه لا يفلح الظالمون.
Now she in whose house he was serving solicited him to have him. She bolted the doors and said, Here I am, for you. He said, God be my refuge. I shall never betray the high minister. Indeed, he is my Lord, who has made excellent my dwelling, and never shall the ungodly wrongdoers succeed.
ولقد همت به وهم بها لولا أن رأى برهان ربه كذلك لنصرف عنه السوء والفحشاء إنه من عبادنا المخلصين.
And truly, she had firmly set her desire on him, and he too would have set his desire on her, had he not seen a guiding proof from his Lord. In this way did we turn evil and lewdness away from him. Indeed, he was one of our sincere elect servants.
واستبق الباب واستبق الباب وقدت قميصه من دبر وألف يا سيدها لدى الباب قالت ما جزاء من أراد بأهلك سوءا إلا أن يسجن أو عذاب أليم.
So they both raced for the door, and she rent his shirt from behind. But they encountered her lord at the door. At once she said to him, "What shall be the recompense for one who desired evil with your wife, but that he be imprisoned or suffer a most painful torment?"
قال هي راودتني عن نفسي وشهد شاهد من أهلها إن كان قميصه قد من قبل فصدقت وهو من الكاذبين.
Joseph said, "It was she who seduced me. It was she who solicited me to have me." Then a witness from her own family came forth and testified, "If his shirt is rent from the front, then she has spoken the truth, and he is of the liars."
وإن كان قميصه قد من دبر فكذبت وهو من الصادقين.
But if his shirt is rent from behind, then she has lied, and he is of the truthful.
فلما رأى قميصه قد من دبر قال إنه من كيدكن إن كيدكن عظيم.
Thus, when the high minister saw that his shirt was rent from behind, he said to her, "This is indeed of your
What did they have?
This indeed is of your womanly cunning. Indeed, your cunning is great."
يوسف أعرض عن هذا واستغفري لذنبك إنك كنت من الخاطئين.
Joseph, the high minister, said, "Turn aside from this. And as for you," he said to his wife, "seek forgiveness for your sin. Indeed, you have been one of the exceedingly sinful."
وقال نسوة في المدينة امرأة العزيز تراود فتاها عن نفسه قد شغفها حبا إنا لنراها في ضلال مبين.
The ladies in the city said, "The wife of the high minister solicits her servant to have him. Truly, he has pierced her heart with love. Indeed, we most surely see her falling into clear misguidance with this."
فلما سمعت بمكرهن أرسلت إليهن وأعتدت لهن متكأ وآتت كل واحدة منهن سكينا وقالت اخرج عليهن فلما رأينه أكبرنه وقطعن أيديهن وقلن حاش لله ما هذا بشرا إن هذا إلا ملك كريم.
So when she heard of their contriving gossip, she sent for them, having prepared for them reclined cushions. Then to each one of them she gave a knife for their repast. Then she said to Joseph, while they were cutting their delicacies, "Go out to them." Then, when suddenly they saw him, they so thoroughly admired him that in heedlessness they cut their hands and said, "God save us, this is no mortal. This is none other than a most gracious angel."
قالت فذلكن الذي لمتنني فيه ولقد راودته عن نفسه فاستعصم ولئن لم يفعل ما آمره ليسجنن وليكون من الصاغرين.
She said, "This then is he for whom you have blamed me. Indeed, I did solicit him to have him for myself, but he resisted. Yet if he does not soon do all that I command him, he will most surely be imprisoned, and he will most surely be counted as one of the abased."
قال رب السجن أحب إلي مما يدعونني إليه وإلا تصرف عني كيدهن أصب إليهن وأكن من الجاهلين.
He said, "My Lord, prison would be dearer to me than that to which they call me. For if you do not turn their cunning away from me, I might incline toward them and so become one of the wayward and ignorant."
فاستجاب له ربه فصرف عنه كيدهن إنه هو السميع العليم.
So his Lord answered him. Thus he turned their cunning away from him. Indeed, it is he who is the all-hearing, the all-knowing.
ثم بدا لهم من بعد ما رأوا الآيات ليسجننه حتى حين.
Then it occurred to the prominent men among them, even after they had seen the clear signs of his innocence, that they should imprison him for a time.
ودخل معه السجن فتيان قال أحدهما إني أراني أعصر خمرا قال أحدهما إني أراني أعصر خمرا وقال الآخر إني أراني أحمل فوق رأسي خبزا تأكل الطير منه نبئنا بتأويله إنا نراك من المحسنين.
Now 2 young servants entered the prison with him. One of them said, "I see myself in a dream pressing wine." The other said, "I see myself carrying bread on my head, from which birds were eating." Or I saw myself in a dream pressing wine. The other said, "I saw myself carrying bread on my head, from which birds were eating. Tell us its interpretation. Indeed, we see that you are one of those who excel in good."
قال لا يأتيكما طعام ترزقانه إلا نبأتكما بتأويله قبل أن يأتيكما ذلكما مما علمني ربي إني تركت ملة قوم لا يؤمنون بالله وهم بالآخرة هم كافرون.
He said, "The food that in time you are to be provided shall not come to either of you, but that I shall prophesy to you about your dreams and their interpretation before it comes to you. This is from what my Lord has taught me. Indeed, I have forsaken the ways of a people who do not believe in God. Moreover, with regard to the hereafter, they are indeed disbelievers."
واتبعت ملة آبائي إبراهيم وإسحاق ويعقوب ما كان لنا أن نشرك بالله من شيء ذلك من فضل الله علينا وعلى الناس ولكن أكثر الناس لا يشكرون.
Thus I have followed the sacred way of my fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. It is not for us to associate anything with God. This is of God's grace upon us and upon all people, yet most people do not give thanks to God with an undivided heart.
يا صاحبي السجن أأرباب متفرقون خير أم الله الواحد القهار.
My prison mates, are various lords better, or God, the one, the all-dominating?
ما تعبدون من دونه إلا أسماء سميتموها أنتم وآباؤكم ما أنزل الله بها من سلطان إن الحكم إلا لله أمر ألا تعبدوا إلا إياه ذلك الدين القيم ولكن أكثر الناس لا يعلمون.
All that you worship apart from him are but mere names you have named, you and your forefathers. God has not sent down any authority for them in his revelations. Judgment belongs to none but God. He has commanded that you shall not worship other than him. That is the upright way of religion, but most people do not comprehend.
يا صاحبي السجن أما أحدكما فيسقي ربه خمرا وأما الآخر فيصلب فتأكل الطير من رأسه قضي الأمر الذي فيه تستفتيان.
My prison inmates, as for the first one of you, his dream... My prison mates, as for one of you, his dream means that he shall pour wine for his Lord. And as for the other, he shall be crucified, and birds will eat from his head. The matter of which you inquire is now determined.
وقال للذي ظن أنه ناج منهما اذكرني عند ربك فأنساه الشيطان ذكر ربه فلبث في السجن بضع سنين.
Then he said to the one whom he knew would be delivered of the two, "Mention me before your Lord, for I am innocent." But Satan caused him to forget mentioning Joseph to his Lord. So he remained in prison for some years.
وقال الملك إني أرى 7 بقرات سمان يأكلهن 7 عجاف و7 سنبلات خضر وأخر يابسات يا أيها الملأ أفتوني في رؤياي إن كنتم للرؤيا تعبرون.
Now one day the king said, I saw in a dream 7 fat cows being eaten by 7 lean ones, and 7 green ears of corn and 7 others withered. O assembly of nobles, explain to me my vision, if you are able to interpret such visions.
قالوا أضغاث أحلام وما نحن بتأويل الأحلام بعالمين.
They said, just a medley or just a muddle of dreams, nor are we knowledgeable in the interpretation of dreams.
وقال الذي نجا منهما وادكر بعد أمة أنا أنبئكم بتأويله فأرسلون.
Then the one who had been delivered from the 2 prison mates, remembering at long last, said, I will tell you of its interpretation, so send me forth to the prison.
يوسف أيها الصديق أفتنا في 7 بقرات سمان يأكلهن 7 عجاف و7 سنبلات خضر وأخر يابسات لعلي أرجع إلى الناس لعلهم يعلمون.
He said, Joseph, O you who are truthful, explain for us the king's dream regarding 7 fat cows being eaten by 7 lean ones, and 7 green ears of corn and 7 others withered, so that I may return to the people of the court so that they may know its meaning.
قال تزرعون 7 سنين دأبا فما حصدتم فذروه في سنبله إلا قليلا مما تأكلون.
He said, You shall plant corn diligently for 7 years, but what you have harvested leave in its ear, except a little from which you shall eat.
ثم يأتي من بعد ذلك 7 شداد يأكلن ما قدمتم لهن إلا قليلا مما تحصنون.
Then there shall come after this 7 severe years of drought, that will consume what you have reserved for them, except a little, of which you shall store for seed.
ثم يأتي من بعد ذلك عام فيه يغاث الناس وفيه يعصرون.
Then there shall come after this a year in which people are relieved by rain, and in which they shall rejoice and press grapes for wine.
وقال الملك ائتوني به فلما جاءه الرسول قال ارجع إلى ربك فاسأله ما بال النسوة اللاتي قطعن أيديهن إن ربي بكيدهن عليم.
So the king said, "Bring this interpreter to me." But when the messenger came to Joseph in prison, Joseph said, "Return to your Lord, and ask him about the case of the women who cut their hands. Indeed, my Lord is all-knowing of their cunning."
قال ما خطبكن إذ راوتن يوسف عن نفسه قلنا حاش لله ما علمنا عليه من سوء قالت امرأة العزيز الآن حصحص الحق أنا راودته عن نفسه وإنه لمن الصادقين.
The king said, after summoning the women, "What have you to say about your affair when you solicited Joseph to have him?" They said, "God save us. We know nothing evil of him." The wife of the high minister said, "Now the truth shall be settled. I solicited him to have him, and indeed he is of the truthful."
ذلك ليعلم أني لم أخنه بالغيب ذلك ليعلم أني لم أخنه بالغيب وأن الله لا يهدي كيد الخائنين.
This is so he may know that I did not betray him in his absence, for assuredly God does not guide the cunning of the betrayers.
صدق الله العظيم.
Verily, Allah has spoken the truth.